Hey guys, Matt from artoftheimage.com. I'm in the new studio. Hang on, let me turn the music off. Just so you know as well, this is probably my first test of the LX100, the Panasonic LX100 as a vlogging camera. So this is the new studio. As you can tell, it's pretty unfinished. Let me give you a little peek here. I'm gonna flip the screen down, give you a walk around in here. Got the camera on auto, so I could just give you a full view. I have to back up here. This is an unfinished section of my new place. You can see the walls there are unfinished. We've got unfinished brick walls in the basement here, all along that side. Got some cheesy old pictures on the wall of cats and things like that from the previous tenants here. And then down here, we've got more of this cinder block, I think you call it, cinder block wall. So what I'm trying to get you a approximation of is the depth of this space. So I'm standing back at the one wall, and the long wall there, I'm terrible at estimating feet. I should probably get a measuring tape out to show you. But you can kind of see this is a long, narrow room. If I had to guess, I should say narrow, but if I had to guess, I'm saying we are at about maybe 15 feet wide and 30, 40 feet long. Perfect shooting space because it's long. I mean, we need the length for longer lenses and for video, and wide enough that it's not an issue. Also, I'm going to be putting the green screen at the one wall, and I am going to be putting a hanging set of rotary or pull down, whatever you want, I can't remember the technical term for those, but the backdrop pulley system. So I'm going to have those about 6 inches spread so that I can put a white wall, a black wall, and maybe some colors. I'm probably going to do 3 or 4. I may add more over time. Let's go back to show you this wall. This wall is very unfinished here. I got to back up again. I keep getting too close, remembering that we're only 24 here and we're getting close up. So there's an old chair, which I think is going in the garbage, although it could be a funky scene piece in something. But this is just crappy wood shelving. It's not even good shelving. You could see here they've just strung some 2x4s from the rafters of the ceiling straight to the floor here, and then run some 1x3s or 1x4s across the length of the wall to make that a type of shelving. So what I'm going to be doing is ripping out everything on that wall so that, as you can see here, here's the length of the room. So down here at this end is where I'll be setting up for the cameras and whatnot. And back to that end, that wall is going to be bare when I pull those down. And I've got 2 ways I can go here. I want it to be a green screen wall. I thought about painting it, but the cinder block is rough. So what I'm going to do is I've got some 1x2s here, as you can see right there, and I'm going to hang a green muslin from the roof and then have a second 1x2 at the bottom. So essentially I'm going to have a 1x2 along the top of the muslin and a 1x2 along the bottom of the muslin, and that hopefully will pull out most of the wrinkles, and then I'll have to iron or use a wrinkle remover gadget. There's the muslins there in the bags. I've got 2 different sizes there, I think. I think one's like a 15x10, the other was like an 8x10, so I'll have to see which one fits the best. And as you can see on the floor here, there's my shop lights. Everybody wants to know how I light things, and I've showed this before, but basically there's a pair of shop lights, and I hang these vertically. They're, I believe those are 4-foot shop lights, T8s. I would, if I was buying now, just for those of you that are interested, I would go LED, and they will be being replaced with LED. I have a second set here as well, so there's 4 in all there. As you can see, the one has reflectors on the front, and the other ones here don't. I didn't use those at the previous studio setup. They were actually in the back room, but I may use them here. Just depends on how I light things. In the previous studio setup, I just had the 2 verticals, the bare bulb ones, not the ones with the diffusers on them, hanging at about 45-degree angles, maybe a couple feet in front of my desk and off to the side just a little bit, maybe a foot off to each side. That's how I lit the desk that you always see me sitting at and doing, where it looks like I'm in the office at the desk with the green screen behind me. And that's how I lit it. The green screen was probably, I don't know, 6-8 feet behind me, and technically people will say light your green screen and then light your talent and have your talent far enough ahead of the green screen that you're not getting shadows or light problems. I was just always able to do it decently with one set of lights, the two vertically hanging shop lights. So that worked. We'll see if it works here. If not, I'll go with a separate set of lights for the green screen at the back. So that's the studio, folks. I've just swept the floors, as you could see here. Got some lovely mess here from the previous tenants. It wasn't too bad, but dusty. These are bare cement walls and bare cement floors. What I may end up doing actually here is to paint to seal the floors, and I don't know if I'll paint to seal the walls. There is cement paint you can get. The big advantage there is it keeps the dust down. Of course, it would also help with light, because I would do a neutral gray on the floor, and the walls I would probably do either neutral gray or white. And if I did that white, it would help with the light in here. The other thing I'm going to do is, as you could see here, those are two basement windows, small ones up at the ceiling. Those may be sealed off. I may tape those off just so I can control the light better in here. But I'm going to play around with that. But I just wanted to give you a tour of the new studio, just recently moved, and so I'm going to be setting it up. You get to see it bare bones first, and I will be coming back and showing you in stages what I've done. Today, my big thing is to get the green screen setup done. A studio can look like an empty warehouse, and if the green screen's there and your desk or whatever your props for the stage are set up and your lighting's right, you would never know it. So that's the plan today, and then over time we'll make this more of a comfortable space and do some refinements to it, maybe some painting and things like that. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I will put a link below to the T8 shop lights I use, as well as the new LED shop lights that I would buy, or I'm going to buy. So for those of you that are starting out and want to start out with LEDs to begin with, cheaper, they last longer, more efficient, I'll put those below. You can check them out too. Thanks for tuning in, folks. Stay tuned. We'll be back soon here at the new studio at artoftheimage.com.